working in locum tenens and the work that's involved in traveling offers a great deal of flexibility in a wide variety of settings. So maybe we can discuss a little bit about the pros and cons of being in locum tenens.
You know, they say medicine is the same everywhere, but it's also different. And I agree with that because different environment, it can be a whole nother ballgame, but you're still taking care of the patient. I think the pros are, for me, a new perspective. The con, well, another pro is that, you know, running an office practice has a lot of responsibility. The overhead, the staffing, office politics, the billing, et cetera, which, you know, is part of the game. But with locums, you know, everything's taken care of for you. It's really very handy. Everything from lodging to the car rental to all of the interaction with the site that you're going to. You really only have to go in and do the job. And so I thought that was a great pro for me at the time when I did do my locums assignment.
For me, I believe that the pros are, of course, the flexibility, the ability to have the feeling and security that there's always a job that's there that we can turn to in time of need or in times of when we want to make a choice in terms of our hours and have a variety in our career. Because I think in today's healthcare, in my experience, in different states and different hospitals, many different things changed within the hospital setting, requiring some of our physician groups to just dissolve and leave. And suddenly you're in a city with no job necessarily, and you have to reorganize your whole life around what you will do next, where you'll go in terms of another permanent position. And locum tenens provides an extraordinary opportunity to be able to have the dollars, to be able to have time to process and think, but at the same time, enjoy the travel, enjoy the flexibility, and being in a variety of settings and watching what people do in other parts of the country or within one's own state or city for that matter.
I really enjoy the flexibility of being able to choose my own schedule and to be able to take off the time when I want to take off for something that I want to take off for. I really enjoy getting to see the different types of offices and how they do different things and how they conquer certain problems that seem to be universal within different pediatric offices and stuff. I also enjoy the fact that I don't, because you're usually only there for a short period of time, you're not really involved in sort of the office politics and, you know, staffing issues and not having to deal with those types of things. Cons, money and benefits. I mean,
can you explain a little bit?
I mean, you don't make as much money doing locum tenens as you would if you were, you know, an employed physician. Mm-hmm. And even working basically full-time at it, especially if in light of the fact that you basically don't have any type of benefits.
One of the things I found very refreshing was the extraordinary staff skills that really support the physician in terms of housing, in terms of rent-a-car, in terms of travel arrangements. All of these things run so smoothly that I felt extremely comfortable as well as just really welcomed. And that, I felt, empowered me to be able to venture out into various parts of the country quickly, easily, effectively, in a way that gave me a wide variety of experience. As far as compensation, I feel like when you really do the math between the housing, rent-a-cars, it actually is of market rate. You're more or less a self-employee with very comparable salary. That sometimes there's some negotiating flexibility that perhaps just a little negotiation with your representative can help as well. So I think that really they really try to do their best for physicians in terms of that. But again, sometimes a little dialogue is necessary. A little bit of negotiating does sometimes tweak it as far as compensation goes too. And as far as cons, I agree that it is very difficult sometimes to go into small towns. I know I've been in Tifton, Georgia, and other places, Spindale, North Carolina, where coming into Middle America and what that's like is quite an eye-opening experience. At least it was for me in terms of what people's issues are, what their thoughts and feelings. I was doing locum tenens at a time in North Carolina where the market was all being outsourced. Many industries were closing, and there was a huge amount of depression, anxiety, a lot of post-traumatic stress with job loss. And hearing these stories from very small towns and from the neighboring areas where there was just really one psychiatrist to be able to help a wide number of people was very moving for me. And so again, really sometimes being in small towns, coming to the heart of America, really understanding what it's like to be outside of a big city and what the experience is was something that was very eye-opening for me.
The one thing which I missed is that you don't really belong. You are an outsider because you could take off. And that's an advantage too, in a way, that you can go away, you don't like the place. It's the same way with the people who are there, you know, they don't get really to invest in you. So that's the con. The pros are that you're really independent and you don't really have a boss. You know, the day you want to walk, if you're your own boss, really. And if, again, you have to think about your personality and the stage of your life you're in, if you have to have your employer paying your insurance, then I don't think it's such a great idea. But otherwise, it's great. You're totally free to do what you like, and but you still do feel twinges of not belonging and not getting to be part of a family of workers, you know.
Every place I've gone, I've gotten to know the people that I meet. I have friends for life and family for life at the different places where I've gone. They won't forget me, and I won't forget them. And I still am email friends with them, and we meet at different meetings across the country. The head mammo tech and I at the different places will meet up at different meetings. The cons are that you have to leave at the end of your assignment. You have to move on to the next place, or they end up hiring a permanent radiologist after you're gone, and it's sad. You know, they're your family. And it has to end, but you go back, you say hi, or you keep email correspondence with them. And eventually when my kids go to college, I will get a permanent radiology job. And become a member of the working force. But for now, this is a great alternative for me. I can't imagine doing anything else.